have been already been defined by UPRC and different for different kind of things. They have made clearly that this is cogen, what is biomass, what is biomass.
But we should be so practical as Mr. Chaturvedi quoted. If Bihar and Punjab and Haryana has come out with a levelized price of much higher, I think 8 rupees plus. So we have to look into all these things.
No, but the fact remains that that is not for the government or for this forum to decide. That is for the UPRC to decide. You can put a petition and decide it.
If I put the words to his intention is what he is trying to bring forth is probably not putting in the adversary. It's okay, it is up to the regulator to decide the price. Having said that, now it is the investor who will put in the money.
Yes.
Now the investor is there not for a charity purpose, he is there to earn his on his investment.
Yes.
So if he is an alternate destination and that is a neighboring destination where he has fetch a better incentive or a better realization for the same investment, how the policy will address the challenge with the government of the UP will be how to attract the investment while the neighboring states are offering a much better commercial pricing. So that will be the challenge. And I again come back to your reverse bidding scenario. Since in a biomass government is not in a position to commit the resources, so the idea itself is ill-conceived from the ab initio.
Now tell me, you say that reverse bidding should not be there, fine?
I give a reason for this.
No, now I'll come out with the counter thing. Fine, I also say that reverse bidding is not. Then, in case government of UP has a target of say 100 megawatts, because there has to be a cap, because it is ultimately you are giving some resources either from the budget for giving the viability gap or from the RP obligation of the discount. So there has to be a cap. Now there is a limited thing. In case there are more number of people wanting to come, then how do you select? Suppose you don't go for bidding, how do you select?
You need not. Actually, it is an investment decision. If in spite of that I am not, then I will open it, sell it and open access policy. Government of UP do have in place the open access policy. So if a person thinks that without selling it to the UPPCL, he can sell it in open access. So it also in that case as well, it defies the logic. Government entities are free not to sign the PPA. They may not sign the PPA because they don't require, because their obligations are already over. So they don't require it, or they may say, we will purchase it only at this price if you give it. And therefore, you are having a free environment and keeping the industrialist that is options where to put a plant or not to put a plant. In that scenario, what your good self is suggesting, in that scenario, we'll consider an investment decision whether to put a plant in the UP and then sell it through Access Open will make a sense or will not make a sense. My decision will rest on that. Then my decision will not rest. And here, in reverse bidding, and I am committing for the 20 years a price and that too on a contingent resource which is not the guarantee with the government. The resource itself is contingent. The reverse bidding premise is the availability of the raw material.
Actually, one thing is, what about land and other resources? Your investment includes land, machinery, everything. So what about the other governments and other states? I mean,
no, they are not providing any land.
See, this is what I am saying. No, we are giving that incentive. Plus, you said other things. हमको investment कम कर लेना है. अगर हम tariff उतना नहीं दे सकते 8 rupees का, we can lower down our investment. We can still come to the 6 rupee or 7 rupee whatever UPERC is giving.
Yeah.
So somewhere we are coming at par with the other governments. You know, वो आप लोग उन चीजों को तो देख ही नहीं रहे. So have you made an analysis?
I do agree. That is why we are taking a decision to enhance our capacity by another 18 megawatt. If all these things are not taken into consideration, probably it is having issue no-brainer. Why to put a plant in UP? In spite of all those things, why we are interested? Because of the several reasons. One of those reasons could be our own location, that we have our rice plant.
You yourself said that this is a secondary thing, है ना? आपका plant जो major production है उसका कुछ और है. Energy becomes secondary there. It's a secondary output basically. So अगर आप लोगों को वो लगाना ही है plant, investment हम आपकी lower down कर रहे हैं और आप लोगों का वो जो tariff है जो UPRC ने दिया है उस पे वो आ रहा है viability. Then why will you go to the other state? I don't understand.
That's what
I'm not saying that. But my point is only on a reverse bidding. If you do a reverse bidding,
Reverse
and you are not committing.
नहीं, आपका पॉइंट है कि बहुत स्ट्रांगली कि रिवर्स बिडिंग नहीं होना चाहिए, ठीक।
बस ठीक।
You'll also have to look into other states क्या कर रहे हैं क्या नहीं कर रहे हैं।
Sir,
Take a call.
I will interpret it.
Our total tariff is 4%. Total cost of the power being paid to biogas and bagasse is 4% of the generation of fuel, generation of the consumption of fuel. It is a 4% which is contributing 1.5 paisa to the consumer. If we go with the reverse bidding, suppose there is a reduction of 50 paisa per ton. Even then you are not going to reduce the tariff of the consumer by 0.0002.
नहीं नहीं देखिए रिवर्स बिडिंग इज नॉट फॉर द कॉस्ट। लेट अस बी वेरी क्लियर, अगर आप रिवर्स बिडिंग करने के बाद सब 6.11 में भी आ जाते हैं, इशू इज हाउ टू सिलेक्ट नो आफ्टर द
No sir,
issue is not the cost. Issue is when you have a limited amount of thing, limited subsidy or a limited RPO, and if there are more number of people, you cannot have in today's environment. You cannot say you come and I'll do. You cannot have first come first serve or this type of things. When there is a limited thing, either you go for a bidding or you go for a lottery. That is what I understand.
Sir, regarding the solar and the other things you are comparing, the solar you need only money because the fuel is given by the God. In this case, you have to arrange the fuel. And fuel is limited
I
by
understand your
the
question that what he is saying.
That is
The
the
fact
limitation.
remains कि गवर्नमेंट के लिए प्रॉब्लम है कि कैसे सिलेक्ट करें अगर लिमिटेड चीजें हैं।
Suppose, sir, by 2020 you have to achieve the 15% RPO. Suppose you go beyond the 15%.
ये 15% RPO कहाँ से आएगा?
NAPPC.
That is for the country. That is not for each state.
But that
No, it's not for each state.
It is
It
not
is
for
not
each
for each
state.
state.
But there is a guideline that we achieve.
The guideline is not mandatory for each state.
It is
That
not
Okay, let us come to sir 8% only, what is decided by UPRC. Suppose we cross the 8%.
Yes.
And choice comes that who will take the power, you will not take. Then you are on the open access, I will go with the other party, I will go the bilateral, I can go to the out of the state, I can go to exchange. There is a lot of the options available to me also. Because if I sell in the market, then I have to get 1 rupee 50 paisa additionally on the REC sale. Suppose I am able to sell it on 5 rupees, industry, I can tell you the 10 years today in UP, which are ready to purchase the power at 6 rupees because of the policies. I am binded with the government to sell it for 20 years. Today I can sell the power at 5 rupees and 1 rupee 50 paisa, I will get REC. I can get the more, more rate I can get.
The simple take on that, sir, ये policy दूसरी states में it has not worked. I think हम time waste करेंगे सर, बार-बार bidding के लिए आएंगे. We should उनका थोड़ा देख लें सर.
ठीक है।
Before finalizing.
Fair enough.
बड़ा simple है सर.
नहीं fair enough. We'll look into the other states कि वो लोग अगर reverse bidding नहीं कर रहे हैं तो FTI अगर वो FIT मोड से जा रहे हैं तो कैसे सिलेक्ट कर रहे हैं लोग? We'll look into that.
वहाँ भी fail हो रही है तो बार-बार हम
नहीं वो ठीक है, your point is well taken, but कुछ states first come first serve basis भी करती है, वो states करती हैं, पर तो हमारे लिए तो मुश्किल है।
Well, Gujarat has done sir, Gujarat has failed miserably, and Gujarat has closed this, now Punjab is closed. Many states has come up with this policy. It is good to always come with the new ones.
आप लोग सब मार्केट में हैं, आप लोग सब जानते हैं, there is a whole, this is argument, there are votaries on both sides, कि reverse bidding and FIT based, और ये कोई आज का argument नहीं है। So we will have to look into what is the industry norm, we have to look क्या कर रहे हैं, कैसे
And we have to do the tariff part also, sir. If you see the bagasse based tariff, if you see the Maharashtra, you see the MP, you see Bihar, all are coming to the more tariff than the UP.
वो तो पेट्रोल डाली है ना यूपीएस में, यहाँ थोड़ी ना तेरा बैठा है।
नहीं sir, but ultimately we are coming to the right forum only.
सर इसमें सर आपको ये सर इसमें आपसे चाहिए मदद एक्चुअली क्या सर सारी गवर्नमेंट्स जो है वो कंसर्न डिपार्टमेंट्स रिप्रेजेंट करती हैं यूपीआरसी में सॉरी जो भी स्टेट रेगुलेटर्स होते हैं उसको डिपार्टमेंट्स की रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं सर यहाँ भी आपको स्ट्रांगली रिप्रेजेंट करना पड़ेगा एट पार विद अदर स्टेट्स हम उनसे कुछ ज़्यादा नहीं मांगते उनके उनकी जो पॉलिसी हो जाए इट विल बी गुड फॉर द स्टेट
इसमें एक स्मॉल सजेशन और था, जब कुछ कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन लग रहा है मुझको इसमें. What has been suggested under projects under renewable energy certificate mechanism that the power will be sold at APPCC rate. Once we are entering into the agreement either under preferential agreement or competitive bidding, as you say, why anybody will sell under APCC?
Fair enough.
So this
वो गलत है, we concede the model. Anybody else?
Anyone?
Mike?
Mike,